Hey guys, I'm Practical Gaming, and I've just finished watching the PS5 reveal event, and oh my gosh, I'm so hyped for this console. There's so many games that I'm just dying to buy right now. Now I'm going to do a quick rundown of the event, basically looking at the games that I thought were most exciting for me, as well as the design for the PS5, and kind of giving my reaction to it. I'll also leave a link to the full event in the description below if you haven't already checked it out for yourselves. So let's not wait any longer, let's get into it. Now first up, we have to get onto the PS5 design because we finally got a look at it after so long, and I love the design. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a write-off from Virgin Media, but it has a similar sci-fi aesthetic to the DualSense. It looks really futuristic and weird and crazy and so different to what PlayStation has done in any of the past generations. I can't wait to see how they'll adapt this to other colours and other themes for games, as it could look absolutely gorgeous. Now we didn't get a price or a release date, which I imagine will be announced in a month or two, or whenever Microsoft decides to announce theirs, but they did announce a digital edition and a regular disc edition, which makes you think that the price will be pretty hefty, probably north of £500 or £550, so we decided to split it into two consoles. They also showed us a lot of the peripherals that will come with the console, so they showed us a media remote, a dual docking station, a Pulse 3D headset, which all have the same aesthetic and colors as the controller, so that's a lot of money for people to pour into this console just to start off. But I imagine that not a lot of people will buy all of these anyway. They also touched on the controller earlier on in the conference, though we already know quite a bit about it. It has ultra-fast SSD, ray tracing, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, USB port, motion sensor, built-in mic and headset jack, and 3D audio. For me, the design is on par with the Series X, if not slightly better, but I'm happy they went with the upstanding aesthetic instead of having the console lay flat. It'll be harder to fit in my house, but it looks better this way, and a welcome change to the Sony status quo. Okay, now off the console and into the games, and we have to talk about Spider-Man Miles Morales because I literally screamed when I saw the trailer. If anyone knows me, you know I'm a massive fan of Spider-Man, and particularly Miles Morales. Into the Spider-Verse is my favourite animated film, so I was really looking forward to this. We already knew that this was coming, as this was touted in the Spider-Man PS4 trailer at the end. There wasn't a lot to show us, but there's a lot of hype around this because of what an amazingly good job that Insomniac Games did with Spider-Man PS4, and seeing the Spider-Man suit dissolve and revealing Miles Morales is one of the most hype moments for me in gaming history. Hopefully they show us a lot more soon. It will be coming holiday 2020, meaning it will be a launch title, so expect a lot more trailers in the next couple of months, some gameplay, some idea into what story Miles Morales will delve into, so I cannot wait for that. Now when I saw Ratchet and Clank pop up on my screen, I was so close to tears because I love this franchise. I have so many fond memories of playing it with my brother all those years ago, and I've waited so long for this. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart looks absolutely gorgeous, and they brought back the old classic weapons like the grapple, whilst bringing in some new stuff which they showed us in the pre-alpha footage, which if this is pre-alpha, then the full game is going to be insane. It looks like they took some weird space journey and got stuck in some kind of space-time rift, because this new character has popped up and I need to know who the hell she is because the story has taken a very weird turn. I may have missed a release date, I don't think they announced one, but I expect it to be around 2021 as most of the games from the conference have been touted for 2021 as the release date. Now on to Horizon Forbidden West, which is a sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, which everybody's been waiting for. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, this could be a Game of the Year contender already. We've only seen a little bit of footage, but this may be the most beautiful game that I've ever seen. The extreme level of detail on Aloy and the robots is striking and simply amazing to look at. I genuinely cannot wait to play this. Unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of gameplay for Horizon Forbidden West, but from what I can tell, it's taken place in a completely new landscape, and Aloy has embarked far west to continue her journey with new foes and new discoveries to be found. The scenes throughout the trailer look so beautiful and shows that they're taking this franchise much further than they've ever taken it before, and really using all of the power available that the PS5 has to offer. And if there's any game that will take full advantage of the PS5 hardware, it will be Horizon Forbidden West. They didn't announce a release date for it, so I imagine it's fairly early in development. We saw no gameplay at all, so I presume middle of 2021 or holiday 2021 is where we are most likely to see Forbidden West be released, but hopefully it could be just a little bit sooner than that. I think the final AAA game reveal of the conference is Village Resident Evil 8, which looks to be the final one of the series by the phrase, "His story comes to a close." I'm rather shocked they announced it now, to be honest. It feels like we've had quite a few remakes of the Resident Evil series, so I wasn't expecting Resident Evil 8 to be announced this soon. though I presume they used it for the hype factor to try and really sell the PS5 to the people. It looks epic as hell. The setting has changed again and it looks even more twisted and creepy than the previous games, as it looks to be in this winter countryside or something with some weird witchcraft going on, and even scarier monsters than before, but whatever it is, it looks epic. It will be really interesting to see how they end the series, as this is a lot of pressure and I really do hope that they do it justice. Now there are a lot of other IPs and third party games that were announced in this event, so I'm just going to go over a couple of them that looked interesting to me. There's Kena Bridge of Spirits, which is produced by two black devs who have a background in film and animation, and explains why the animations in the cutscenes and in the gameplay look so clean and tight and fluid. This may be a career transition we see more often if they can pull it off, because so far the content looks great and I hope this reflects in the actual gameplay. Ghostwire Tokyo looked very interesting, but really weird with the lack of faces, and it gave me shivers just looking at it. It has a kind of Bioshock feel to it with the third person camera angle, but with horror elements attached to it, which is something that I can get with. Stray is another interesting one that puts you in this futuristic setting with all these robots wandering about daily life, but then you're playing as the cat with the backpack. Twitter blew up solely on the premise that we're playing as a cat with a backpack, which just shows how gaming Twitter is. I'm uncertain as to the actual gameplay involved. It may be quite story driven, who knows, but it's an interesting prospect nonetheless. There are a bunch of other games as well, like Gran Turismo 7 coming out, 2K21, which they got the phenom Zion Williamson to feature. Side note, the sweat on his face looks way too real. Project Athia, which is a new IP by Square Enix, but I'm uncertain if that will be the actual name in the end. Returnal, which looked like Dead Space at first to me, and Hitman 3, which came as a real shock, but I guess it was about time, and that's coming out in 2021. Of the new IPs, to me, Deathloop looked the coolest. It looks like you're stuck in a time loop of continuous deaths until you get the result you want, and it looks like you're being chased all throughout this loop as well. This new IP by Bethesda looks great, and the fact that you can push and pull people off the structures whilst also using your gun is a really cool and interesting dynamic. There are a lot of other games that didn't really interest me, but it looks like Sony went with the strategy of having a core of fan favorite and exclusive games on or close to launch, like Spider-Man Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden West, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and then supplementing these with a bunch of third-party games in order to really fill out their library on launch. Having Spider-Man on launch is a really strong hand to play for Sony, as is having Halo on Series X is a strong hand for Microsoft. Neither has given a surprise or a release date. They're kind of playing this game with chicken with each other, but I'm almost certain that I'm going with the PS5 over the Xbox Series X because there's too many exclusives on PlayStation right now that I cannot pass on. Sony played a really strong hand here, and doing this around about when E3 was supposed to happen was a really nice touch. I really enjoyed watching this event. Now, if for whatever reason you haven't managed to watch the event yet, then I'll leave a link to it in the description, and I highly recommend you watch it because I haven't been this excited for a console in a really long time. Well, that's it for me. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment down below about what you guys thought about the PS5 reveal event. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.